Let's go over Solo, a Star Wars story when it comes to the character of Lando Calrissian, portrayed by Donald Glover, who does a younger version of the character in comparison to Billy Dee Williams. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, the Han Solo movie is now just 1 week away from its release date on May 25th. And with that being said, there have been tons and tons of interviews being made by not only Entertainment Weekly and all the other pieces of media out there, as well as The Hollywood Reporter. Now, we've all been talking about Lando Calrissian. Everybody's been talking about Lando and Donald Glover's portrayal of the character. Apparently, from looking at all of the reviews, the character doesn't necessarily steal the show too much in this movie, as it's more centered on, surprisingly, Chewbacca over both Han and Lando. Now, looking at the character of Lando, there's an interesting article out there that a lot of you guys actually may disagree with when it comes to the character of Lando Calrissian, is that the writers, the kasdans, actually confirmed that Lando Calrissian is pansexual, according to The Hollywood Reporter. I will fully link the story below in the description. Go ahead and check it out. I will be reading to you guys a piece of the article, so let's get right into it. So it states, asked about Lando's possible sexual fluidity, is he pansexual, not limited in sexual choice with regard to biological sex, gender, or gender identity? The younger Kasdan replied, I would say yes, there's a fluidity to Donald and Billy Dee Williams' portrayal of Lando's sexuality. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten a more explicitly LGBT character into this movie. I think it's time, certainly for that, and I love the fluidity, sort of the spectrum of sexuality that Donald appeals to and that the droids are a part of. It goes on to state, when Williams played Lando in the original trilogy, he was oozing with charm. He laid it on super thick with Leia, but Glover's Lando is different, Jonathan Kasdan told the Huffington Post. He doesn't make any hard and fast rules. I think it's fun. I don't know where it will go, he said. It goes on to state, the movie does not come out until next week, but some fans did notice in the trailer an exchange between Han and Lando where Glover's character says, you might want to buckle up, baby. There is another moment in the film, according to the Huffington Post, when Lando's droid jokes about his owner's flirty attitude towards Han Solo. Lawrence Kasdan was a bit cagey when asked about that instance, where he says, that is her personality. Maybe it means something. Maybe it doesn't, he said. Okay, so now looking at this interview by, of course, not only the Huffington Post, but the Hollywood Reporter, looking at the character of Lando Calrissian, can I just say one thing here when it comes to these Star Wars movies? I'm coming into these movies to have a lot of fun, and I always want to have fun when it comes to these Star Wars films, and I always usually do, especially with Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and even, of course, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, looking at all of this with the Han Solo movie and the character of Lando, I love going into these movies to have a great time, to essentially, just put everything in the back of my head and just enjoy my time in the theater. What I'm not all up for is when, a company tries to push an agenda, especially when it comes to the main characters such as Lando Calrissian. That is something that honestly really does annoy me when it's really being pushed and pushed and pushed in these movies. So looking at Lando Calrissian's character, guys, whether you have a problem with it or not, which is perfectly fine and okay, whatever your views are on this character, that's fine, but I will say that I'm not all on board when it comes to pushing an agenda, especially when it comes to one of the main characters. If they want to introduce a character like this and it really does fit the story, that's a-okay, that's fine with me. But to just strictly push an agenda just for the sake of pushing an agenda, then that's something that I feel that a lot of the fans out there have a problem with. Anyways, guys, I'll leave it off at that. Go ahead and check out the full story below in the description, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.